Hey guys, this is a review of the Retrospec Mantra V2 fixed gear bicycle. There's not many reviews for the Mantra, especially not the V2, so I wanted to give my thoughts on this bike. I have a mountain bike for trails, an old comfort bike for luxury rides, but I wanted a light, sleek, trendy bike for running up to the local store or for riding through tight urban areas, things like that. I like the low cost and the minimalist looks of the Fixies, and I live in a flat neighborhood, so I have no hills needing assistance from a gear to help me climb. So I looked around a bit and I ultimately picked this one in the matte black, and I've had it for actually a couple of months now. As far as where I bought it, you should always support your local bike store whenever possible. That being said, since Fixies are more of a niche item and they may not have a variety, I did end up purchasing this from Amazon for $300, with the Amazon Prime 2-day shipping. Assembly was very easy. It all came in one box. Just attached the front tire, right? The seats, the pedals, and the handlebars, and that's all the assembly that was required. The brakes were adjusted fine, and the wheels were true. It comes with a flip-flop hub right there, so you can either use it as a pure fixed gear bike where the pedals are in motion whenever the back tire is moving, or just flip the back tire around and use it as a single speed with a free wheel where you can coast without moving, like a traditional bike. I use the free wheel option, which is actually this hub here, but if you flip the bike around, the fixed gear is right there, so it's really easy to try one style and change it back if you don't like that style. This is the large size, 57 centimeters, and I'm just under 6 foot tall, and it fits me perfectly. The website says the tires are 700 by 23 Kenda Quest tires. This bike actually came with the 700 by 25. I was going to try and find the number on the wheel, but you'll have to take my word for it. Which actually I like better anyway on my roads, to absorb the bumps and cracks. So, that's fine by me. Parts. It comes with front and rear brakes. What I did actually is I removed the back brake for a cleaner look. So I'm just going with the front brake. The seat that came with it I found to be too hard, actually. Now remember what I said earlier about always supporting your local bike shop. Well, I went up there and they had a selection of takeoff seats with more cushion, so I just got this one for 20 bucks and swapped it on. So that was a nice cheap upgrade I did. These pedals are not the stock pedals that came with it, but honestly the stock pedals are fine. When I ordered the bike, I also ordered some pedals that I liked at the same time. But when I got the bike, I was like, oh man, I really didn't need to swap out the pedals, but oh well, I have them now. I'm not even going to buy a bottle cage or a repair kit to put on this one, since it'll just be for neighborhood urban use. And again, I want to keep that minimalist look to it. On that topic too, the bike also comes with reflectors on both the wheels. The pedals that came with it had the little reflectors on the side. These are not them. Front and back reflectors, which I took off to really clean up the look a lot. With the rear brake removed, it weighs in at 25 pounds. Now, gear ratios. This bike came with 46 teeth on this gear and 16 teeth on this gear. Now 46 divided by 16 is your 2.875 gear ratio. And if you want to feel what that's like, just pick a gear on a bike with 700cc tires with 46 and 16 teeth and ride around a bit with that gear, and that's pretty much what this bike will feel like. And in case you're not familiar with gear ratios, a smaller number makes it easier to accelerate, but you'll have a lower top speed because your pedals will only go so fast. A larger number is harder to accelerate, but it'll have a faster top speed once you get going. if you're more of an urban commuter without as many starts and stops and no hills, and who wants to get where you're going fast, then the stock gear ratio is probably ideal. Me, I intend to start and stop a little bit more, or if you live in a hilly area, you want to make accelerations a little easier on the knees, you may want to bike with a smaller gear ratio. One way to get a smaller gear ratio is to buy a crank set with less teeth. 44 teeth, 40 teeth installed on this bike. Or what I did, which is a lot easier and cheaper, and has a bigger impact on the gear ratio, is I just replaced the cog back here with one with more teeth. So I bought an 18 tooth cog, a Shimano SF1200 freewheel cog. It was like 25 bucks. And that'll knock the gear ratio down to a 46 by 18. And just going from that stock 16 to an 18 was a nice noticeable difference. It knocked it down to a 2.55 gear ratio, which works better for my use. But try some ratios on a geared bike and see what ratio is best for you. And I think that's about all I had to talk about on this bike. It comes with the that style of valves. Oh, this bell I added on just because I wanted a bell on this bike. But everything else you see, except for the pedals, as I mentioned before, and the seat, is what you'll get in the Mantra V2. And I think that's all I have on this topic now. Thanks.